Mr. Irontrader, it is Thursday morning. So I want to take a look here at Bitcoin, at crude oil, and natural gas, and I want to take a look here at the old NQ, which is the Nasdaq future. Okay, this video is for information purposes only, not a recommendation to buy, selling stock, by the ETF. Please like, subscribe. Thanks for watching. All right, here we have the old Bitcoin, your daily and your weekly chart. Now, yesterday, what we had here is we had Microsoft and Meta came out after hours, and they just absolutely fantastic quarters, and the market is just ripping up higher. We'll take a look at the NQ here in just a little bit. Now, again, after the bell today is going to be Apple, and it's going to be Amazon. Now, Amazon came out there today, and yesterday, and they said that they're not slowing down like UPS because they're laying off 20,000 workers at UPS. What they're doing is they're going to put in $4 billion in these distribution centers. Now, I know they just put one in over here about a year ago, and I'll tell you, it's really nice. I mean, you get your package on time. They send you an email when it's on your porch. Everything just works out really, really nice, and I think that's going to be the future, have their own distribution. Okay, I think that's working out very, very nicely. We'll look at those here at midday trading. Okay, so right now, let's just take a look here at Bitcoin. Now, I was pointing out this 8 SMA here, okay? So we crossed over that 21-day, the 50-day, and the 100-day, and now look where we are here. Look how nice we're holding. Now, what we had here is we had this double bottom situation, okay? Look at the two little stickies here. And now look at here today, we're holding that 8-day, and now we're pinned right up against this key level, this 96,780 level. Okay, so we're trading sideways, which is really, that's all fine because it gave that chance for that 8-day to catch up. Okay, so this is going to be very, very key. So on the downside today, just watch that 94,639. That's going to be very, very critical. If that's lost here, then we're going to come right down to this 93,102 level. Then we're going to come down to the bottom of this candle right here. You're looking at that 91,785 level. But then we want to watch the top of this candle. This is that 89.20 because that was your neckline and that was your breakout here of this inverse head and shoulders pattern. Very, very key support. But just watch that 8-day. Now, on the upside here, this is what we're watching. We're in that 96,780 level. Okay, so your next level that we're going to be going up to. Okay, so all we do is just follow the candles right across here. Okay, so very, very simple. So what do you do is we're going to at 98,295. Okay, we'll come up there at 98,440 level. Then we'll come on top of this candle here, 98,990, and then we'll be looking for this candle right here. This is going to be your big resistance level at that 99,765. Bring that price channel across. Okay, then the next level we're going to be looking is going to be that 100,765, and then we'll come up top of that candle at 102,875. Okay, then what we do is we follow the candles right on up here, but always watch this candle right here. If it keeps right on running, that's a 108.96, okay, 960, I should say, because what it is when it ran up here, okay, and then we retested it. Now you get it. Obviously it went higher, but you notice that it couldn't hold that level right there, okay? And then there's your breakout at 110. We cracked that, you go to 115, 120. So Bitcoin, you can see, is in this play. We had a nice inverse head and shoulders with a nice double bottom situation here, and now she just have some sideways action. So two key levels, or I should say three key levels to watch today, is 94,647 on the bottom. If that's lost, you're going to come 93,102. Now, upside, here it is everything. 96,780. You need to close above. That's the key. Close above. Then we can just bring the price channels right across. These are all our upside targets here for price. Now, here we are sitting at 65. Plenty of room to run. Your green over your red. That's looking very, very nicely. Now, here on a weekly chart, well, let me bigger up a little bit for you. Okay, nice. Now, look at this 8-day. Okay, it came right on down, but now you can see where it's curling right back up again. Very, very nice. Now, when we hit this top of this candle here, this 96,780, we're running into all this resistance level right here, okay? So you can see where it is. Now we're trying to break right above that level here. If we can and close above it, then we can start hitting all the rest of the other levels until we get to that 110 level. The key by Friday, which is tomorrow, is that 93,372 level. It needs to hold that on a closing basis. As long as it holds that, then that looks like we have a good upside. But I just think I'm long the IBIT, and I just think we're going to break out of this and we're going to start hitting all these levels here, okay? Very good. Now, the numbers they're talking about, where Microsoft, hell, they're not holding back at all. I mean, Meta's is, well, and my favorite one here is the TQQQs. That thing is ripping up here. I got in yesterday at 50.50, like I told you, right on the support level, and now you're sitting at 57. 98. Okay, so very, very nice trading going on here in the old Nasdaq. But again, on Bitcoin here, just watch this key level on a closing basis. We're rolling above it now, 96,780 on a closing basis. We do that, then what we're going to do is we're going to follow all these targets here going to the upside. Again, I'm long the IBIT, and I don't really have any reason, as long as we're holding this 8-day, to get to short anything as of right now. Okay, let's take a look here now at crude oil. Okay, here we have crude oil, your daily chart. We're going to look at it weekly right after this. Okay, so what do we have here? As I've been pointing out here, we have this big pull here, and we had this bear flag situation. If it had closed above that 21-day, that could have negated it. We went to the 50-day, but that isn't what it did. Okay, the price went right up into the 21-day, stopped it. Right up into the 21-day, stopped it, and now we have this series of lower lows and lower highs. Never good. Okay, so now this is the support level that we're trying to hold yesterday at 57.88. Obviously, it did not hold that today. It held it yesterday, but not today. And now we're going to be headed right for this 55.12 level. Okay, then we have to see what the reaction is once we get there. That's going to be very, very key. The reaction. Does it blast through and then go head toward that 53 area, or does it bounce right back up here again? So this is going to be very key, 55.12 on a closing basis. Now, I'm still long the SCO, like I told you yesterday. Okay, I'm staying long that because there's nothing here. Okay, you have a bear flag situation. You went right into the 21-day. You couldn't get above that, and now we have that series of lower highs and lower lows. That's never good. Okay, so now we got to see what the reaction is at 55.12 if it gets down to that area. Does it bounce back up here and we take a run back to the 8-day, or does it just sell right through this and head for that 53 level? Okay, so that's what we're going to be looking for. Now, when you look at here at this 8-day, you can see how nice it's rolled right over and never crossed the 21-day. The 21-day is rolling over 50, 100, and 200-day. There's nothing here. OPEC is dumping oil on the market starting today, about 410 million barrels per day. So I don't see anything here where this is a bullish scenario right now here for the crude oil on this chart. Now, things can change. If you have a war situation here and something would escalate, some kind of a disruption, then yes, you could take it up. But right now, this is just looks like it wants to go lower. Now, we got to an overbought situation here. Now we got to see how this is going to be. Now, this sells down lower, and we got to watch this RSI. And if this RSI holds here, then we can have a positive diversion. But right now, we got nothing here. This looks like it just wants to fall off the map. Green over your red, that's never good. So there's really nothing, I should say, bullish going on here. Okay, upside, there really isn't any upside. What we're going to do is we're going to be watching at the bottom of this candle. You're looking at 57.88 level. Then we'll come up here, 58.76. We'll come up there. You're looking at 59.43 level. And then we can just follow the candles right on up here. You're looking at 60.44. Then you could be running right into 61.07. And then we have 62.09. That would be your upside. So we just, all those candles that were support, now that all becomes resistance here until we get to that 8-day and that 21-day. Okay, let's take a look here now on a weekly chart. Okay, here we have the crude oil on a weekly chart all stretched out here. Okay, so here's what we're looking for is we're looking here for that retest of that 55.12 level. Okay, so then what we do is we just look right here to the left of the chart. Okay, so we just follow this right on over here. Okay, so right there you're looking at that 53.93 level. Okay, and then you look at the bottom of the candle. Okay, you're looking at 51, and then we can come all the way up here to you have that 49.43 level, and then we can come all the way down here to this 42 level very, very easily. Okay, so all we have to do is if this 55.12 there level there is lost, all we do is just look right to the left of the chart here, and then we just this is what we're looking at next. Okay, that 53.93 level, and then you have that 51.50 level. Okay, so right here is what we're looking for. Okay, and then we just take it all the way on down. You're looking at that 49.43 level. Then we have actually down to 47, and then we could come all the way down to here realistically, which is that 43 level. Okay, so you have a long ways to drop. Now we're getting here, this RSI here, you're still not oversold yet, but you're getting down to that point. Your green is below your red. That could still go a lower situation. But when you look at this weekly chart here, okay, there's just really nothing here. Okay, we double topped way up on this scenario here. God, that was in 22. And then we just have this sideways action. But now when you see these big red candle here, and you couldn't get through this 8 estimate here. Okay, see this? Okay, see? Very, very key. Okay, so you came all the way down, bear flag situation, into that 8-day, and then all the way on down. So this is going to be very, very critical, that 55.12. If not, then we're going to be looking right at that 53 level, 50, and then 47, okay, on the old crude oil. So right now I'm short until it tells me different. Okay, let's take a look here now at natural gas. Okay, here we have natural gas. Now, remember, the EIA report for natural gas will be out today at 10:30. We'll see how it all shakes out. Now, you can see here what we did is we came all the way down, came on to 285 level, okay? So that was a pretty good sell-off all the way here from that 490, all right? So jumped above here. This was that contract roll, and then we went right into that 21-day. Yesterday, we put that like a bottoming tail in kind of a situation. Now, today here, we're trying to work this 21 SMA here, okay? So this is going to be very, very key on a closing basis, and this is that 340 level. Now, if we can get above that, then we'll come right up here. You're looking at that 345 level. Then when coming up here, you're looking at that 357, and then we're going to start here with the big resistance levels at 369, and then that 380 on your 50 SMA here. But right now, just watch the top of this candle, okay, 345. That's going to be very, very key, okay, because a lot of times what it does, it'll get there, and then that'll be a double top situation, and then she sells right on down. So you got to be very, very careful. So always look to the left of the chart, okay? Now, on the downside here, obviously, we want to watch today's low. You're looking at 3.34. We look at yesterday's low, 3.26 level, and then we're going to come right down to this 318. That is your 8 SMA here, and then we have your 309, which is your 200 SMA, and then we'll come to the bottom of the candle. There's your gap, 305, and then top there, 298, and then we retest down there at 285. So a couple areas that you want to watch is going to be this 21-day at 340 and that 345 level, okay? If we can get above that 345 level, then we can take it up to this old 100-day. So what I'll be looking for is trades in the UNG, okay? So if we can get above this, then I think we can take a good shot here, maybe at that 100-day, and we reverse this downtrend situation that we have. See how the 8-day now is curling up? It never crossed that 200-day, and it looks like it's working right on up here. But again, very, very critical. I don't know how far this could rise, but it could rise up here. If it breaks that 345, then we could aim for that 369 level is your target. Now, we got to an oversold condition here. Now we're only sitting at 48. That has plenty of room to run. Your green is over your red. It shows momentum to the upside. So this is actually looking here not too bad, but we got to make sure that we don't double top here. That's the key. So that's what you want to watch, that 345, that key level here, that 21-day on a closing basis. And then if it's lost, we're going to be looking here at that 8-day and at that 200 SMA here. Okay, let's take a look here now at the old NQ. Okay, here we have the old Nasdaq futures. Now, you can see here, we had a really, really good day yesterday where it came all the way down, and that was your buying opportunity. That's why I took the trade on TQQQ yesterday at 50.50, okay? That was a really, really a good trade. I'm still long the TQQs. We got to see how that's all going to shake out today. Now, remember, you got a couple of Nasdaq. It's going to be the key levels that are going to be today. We got the Apple, Amazon, and then we have MSTR. There's a lot of there, and then there's a lot of earnings. But the two keys is going to be that Apple and that Amazon. Okay, for going forward. Now, yesterday I said they had blowout numbers here, and Microsoft and Meta does look like they're slowing down. They could care less. They're just rolling up higher here. Okay, they don't care about the tariffs or nothing on this nonsense. So this is rolling. So when you look at this chart here, okay, see how nice this 8-day is holding. Okay, we crossed that 21-day, and now yesterday we held that 8 days on a closing basis. We closed back above that 50-day, and now she's rising up. So what we're watching is this price channel at that 20,044. And that's basically just the top of this candle right here, okay? Now, the next level is going to be very, very strong. It's going to be that 20,304. That is going to be your 200-day, and then right above it, we have 20,645, which is your 100 SMA here, okay? So now, even if this goes sideways here and gives this 8-day a chance to move up here, that's all going to be fine. As long as this price holds that 8-day like it did here, where this is looking very, very nice. So on the downside, we want to watch that 50-day, 19,640 level, and then we can come right on here to this 8-day at 19,381 level. But this is looking very, very bullish here. We're breaking this downtrend. That's the key, okay? See where we had this high, lower high, lower high, lower high. That 21 was just keeping it right on down. But now we're breaking that downtrend, so we got to see what's going to happen If we can get through this price channel, okay, and get to that 200-day, we got to see what the reaction is at the 200-day, and then that if we can get through that 100-day. But if you look in the past here, see how it rallied up here, went right into that 200-day, and then she pulled right on back. So you got to be very, very careful. So always look to the past, okay, because where it's been is usually where it's going. But this downtrend now is being broken, and we're taking this bad boy up again here. Now, again, if he can get some deals going here with these tariffs, I'm telling you, you're going to get a rip your face off rally here, and it's going to go much, much higher. Okay. So when you look at the RSI, you still got plenty of room to run. It's only 58. The green is over your red. This has plenty of room to roll to the upside. Okay. So remember, don't have no opinion, but remember, watch those earnings there today. It's going to be very, very critical. Okay. That's what I got for you. I'll be back here midday trading, and we'll take a look at just a pile of stocks there today. I'll only have one more video left for you today, so I got to be out of the office here later on today. Okay, remember, trade what's in front of you, not what you want.